Listen, staying with matters of the heart and love, Taylor Swift has reportedly split up with singer Matty Healy after just 1 month dating. Apparently, the pair have realised that they're simply not compatible. And that got us talking this morning about, you know, how quickly do you know if you're compatible, and how long should you give a relationship if you've got that seed of doubt? You know, if you go, oh, not sure about this. My reaction was always like, quite quickly. Even when I was young. So obviously, when you're older and more mature, you maybe have a different view and think, I'm not wasting my time. But even when I was young, if I didn't have a kind of almost immediate spark with somebody, I didn't pursue it. You know, I just didn't see the point. I was like, it's wasting their time, wasting my time. So I would know quite quickly. You're looking at me like I shouldn't do that, Coleen.
What do you mean?
It's like when I
quickly?
said I don't keep in touch with ex-boyfriend's parents. Everyone's like, what?
What do you mean quite quickly? How's quite quickly?
Well, I think initially there's always a spark with somebody. Wherever you meet them, party, pub, friend's house or something, you're looking around and suddenly it's like, you have that eye contact, something, OK? Then I would talk to them and think, oh, yeah, nice, interesting, nice eyes, nice teeth, whatever. But I would certainly know if I'd had a date and then spent any amount of time with them. If I go, actually, you're quite boring, or you're not funny, you don't make me laugh, or you wear weird shoes, I'm like...
Well, the weird shoes you can change.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah, but then why would you choose the weird shoes? Can you really change
You're probably
them?
overthinking it a bit there, Ruth, I think.
Would you
pursue it? Would you keep going? I'll just give them another date.
Well, I was thinking with I mean, if it's indeed true, but with Matty and Taylor, they've been friends for like 10 years. And I think sometimes that's more of a thing where you might try dating and then go, actually, no, we're better off as friends. And then you preserve the friendship because, you know, I think if you go too far down the line with a friend and then it doesn't work out for one reason or the other, you might end up losing that friendship.
Yeah.
So
because you've crossed that line.
But I'm with you. I don't really... When I was young, I didn't really see the... I would just think if there's just not something quite there, what's the point of carrying on?
Well...
Now we come to Coleen. How long do we have?
Well, no, I'm very similar to that. So I've always been... it's always been in the moment, and like within the month or 2 months we're living together, and well, you know, with Kira I was with Ray I was pregnant. That was about 5 weeks. And then when I met Shane when I was younger, you know, it was instant. And then what's happened is since I've gone back on the dating scene, I've been affected by that. So I've grown up thinking if it isn't that, it's not right. If you haven't got that instant thing, it's not right. And then gradually over time with the person I'm with now, I hate talking about this, but the person I'm with now, it has taken longer time, and it's my fault because I keep thinking, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to someone loving me the way you do because I've never... don't pity me. I've never believed I am because I've never been with anyone that's made me feel that 100%. You know, and I've accepted that. Oh, so I'm just super romantic and I want everything to be like a film, but it's not. And that's why they don't hold my hand or they're not bothered or they don't pay me compliments. And actually, I've met someone now that does. And at first, it freaked me out. And now I've, you know, over the last couple of years, I've said, actually, do you know what? Just accept it for once in your life and enjoy it.
But you're
because
the
it's
problem
what you've been looking for. And
Yeah.
now that I've truly opened myself up to it, I've never been happier.
Yeah.
Very good. I mean, when I'm clearly not swiping, so I know nothing about that because I'm very happy in my marriage. But, I mean, I married at 21 first time around. And when I look back, because we were asking the question this morning, I mean, yes, at school, you go for the rugby player, you don't call it the guy, and you sort of set your sights there. But I do believe with all of you when you say that it's chemistry, really. There is something the very first time you sort of spot somebody or meet somebody. But the other point I would make is the fact that friendship is actually a wonderful thing to have as well as all the romantic stuff, because as you get older, things happen. Ain't any fun getting older sometimes. And so with Stephen and myself, we literally, I know it sounds really odd, but I had just been divorced and I didn't want an ongoing relationship at that time. But we went around everywhere for a year, liked each other, had a great friendship. And later on, that really stands you in good stead when things happen medically. Yeah. So I think that basis is good.
What we're talking about is like from when we were
Younger.
like, you know, back in
No,
our
but I'm too
20s
old
or whatever,
for that.
which I think was... No, but I'm just saying that's what you wanted when you're
Yes.
young. But you are the perfect example, actually, that you've matured in terms of
Definitely.
recognising what's right for
and
you.
also because that thing, that excitement thing, when you get a year down the line, all of a sudden, it's not fluttering when he walks in. You're thinking, oh God. Whereas now it's like it's just I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just
apparently
great.
the experts say you should give it possibly 2 months. If
Oh,
you're
what do the
thinking,
experts know?
is this going to be?
I'm an expert. Ask me.
Well, it has worked for you. It has worked for you. So we're talking about Love Island. New series started last night. Any of you watched Love Island last night? Not yet. Well, you will after this.
I did.
She did. Don't worry if you missed it, because you won't have seen this rather cringe-worthy first meeting. Have a look at this.
Do you remember we met before?
When?
Not even that long ago.
Where?
In London.
No, we'll talk in a bit. But you said, when we started up there, you said that we've met each other before.
I feel like you're literally pretending you don't remember.
I swear to God, I don't remember. what
That
was
just shows me like how many girls that you meet.
Where did you? No. Where did you meet?
Because as soon as I saw you, I like realised I recognised
you.
you.
Do you know what? Now when she did say that,
But I had blonde hair.
Yeah, your face did look a bit familiar. Oh my days! Yeah, I do remember you. I do remember you. Yeah, you look mad different then. You look nicer now. You look nice then, but you look very nice now.
Thank you.
The thing with Ella is she had different hair then, so I genuinely didn't recognise her.
Do you believe him? Do you believe him? He's like,
If you put a black wig on, I'd still know it was you.
oh, yeah, now I remember.
Yeah.
It is awkward, isn't it? She's like, yeah, you chatted me up once in a bar. And I'm like, So, yeah, awkward dates, Coleen.
Oh, how long have we got? When I was very much younger, yes, I remember I went out with this guy who was very nice. We went out to dinner, but it was that thing. When you're young, I thought, nice, but I just don't fancy him. And then I got a date the following night with another guy, and I thought, well, we'll go back to that restaurant because it was nice, thinking, well, he won't go. And I walked in and he was there.
No.
And I walked in with another guy, like
The night after the
tramp
next
that I
night.
was.
And has she asked you, the first one asked you for another date yet?
Yeah, he said, oh, well, I'll call you and we'll, hopefully. And I went, yeah. And the next night I walked in and went, oh. I nearly went, well, you didn't call me quick enough, did you? You've had 24 hours,
I had a funny experience on a plane just a couple of years ago. So Stephen was actually down the other end because they're putting the hand luggage in. They had to put it in the hold or something. So I was up at the back end getting on the plane. And there was this man standing at the top of the steps, and handsome, and he didn't move. And we started to chat. He would say, it's awkward, isn't it, you're having to put all the cases down there and where are you off to and all that sort of stuff. I thought, I'm being chatted up here. And he was a very handsome man, and I was sort of, for the moment, quite enjoying it. And then he said that thing, you don't know who I am, do you?
Oh.
And I go, well, honestly, I really recognise the face, but you're going to have to help me here. Well, it turned out it was somebody I'd known, like when I was at college, so I was sort of probably like 17, 18 or something. And he said, we went out together a few times. But then he had a shock of black hair and a facial hair, and now he's grey, practically no hair, but still looking well. But anyway, it was embarrassing at that
I hate that people
moment.
go like, you don't remember me, do you?
Oh, well, no.
You're going,
what do you say?
Inside you're like, no. But... Embarrassing dates, Jane?
Well, yeah, but it kind of wasn't mine. So when I was like very young, I was living in like a big student house, like you do with loads and loads of people, and it was always changing. There were always backpackers coming and going and this, that and the other. And I had just been in a relationship with a guy for about a year, and we split up and whatever. And he was still living in London, but he was obviously back out on the dating scene. And he met this girl in a nightclub and thought, well, hey, I've scored, got in the taxi with her. And the taxi pulled up outside my house because she was one of my new flatmates that had... in the whole of London. Can you believe that?
What are the
And he just
chances?
pulled up out and he went, I don't think I'd better come in.
wow.
That is like in London,
What are
all
the
the
chances of that?
nightclubs, all the bars. Well,